I don't think it's a hot take to say that the ending to a story is arguably the most important part. The ending is usually the make or break of the story for me. Even if I'm really enjoying a piece of media, if I don't like the ending, I'll find myself saying, I really enjoyed this until... Endings can do a lot of things. They can leave you feeling satisfied, emotional, hopeful, empty, confused. But today, I'd like to discuss an ending that I think will stick with me forever. An ending which changes how you view the entire story and one of the characters with just one powerful but heartbreaking line. This is how Chainsaw Man Reze arc changes your perspective with its ending. Because this movie just came out digitally and I need to talk about it again. Yes, I'm obsessed. No, I'm not sorry. I'm sure many of us went into this movie knowing Reze was going to be the main antagonist. I mean, they don't exactly try to hide it in the trailers. So during the first half of the movie, we watch as Reze gets closer to Denji so that she can eventually take his heart. Laughing at his jokes, touching him a lot, using her irresistible charm to lure him in. The whole time watching, even knowing Reze was bound to betray Denji eventually, I couldn't help but think some of these scenes were kinda cute. Compare this now to Makima's date with Denji, which just feels awkward and creepy by comparison. But I digress. We see Denji and Reze having the time of their lives at school, and the pool scene, which I initially assumed would be pure fan service from the trailers, but ended up feeling like an innocent scene more than anything. But still, in the back of my mind, despite how beautiful it was, I thought the scene had some sinister energy to it as well. The cuts to the spider and butterfly specifically made me think the movie was hinting at Reze catching Denji in her web, so to speak. Then we finally get the reveal that Reze is in fact not just a normal girl, but a bit of a killer. Low-key, when this guy, I forget his name, was chasing her, I slightly thought that she didn't actually know or remember she was the bomb devil. Or she'd get corrupted, but yeah, no, she remembers. Watching Denji and Reze at the festival after this no longer felt cute to me. Just uneasy. Even when she asked Denji to run away with her, I initially thought she was just doing it for the mission, which in hindsight was stupid of me to think, to be fair. Then we get the reveal, and here were my thoughts during the absolutely bonkers second half of the movie. Reze saying she actually did like Denji, clearly just more manipulation. Reze enjoying the fight, clearly more acting. Denji making a really good point asking why Reze didn't just kill him when they first met. And now we arrive at the last 15 minutes of the movie. Reze tells Denji everything they had was a lie, but Denji's trying to forgive and forget, live in the now, stating that he will be waiting in the cafe for her so that they can run away together. At this point, I, as well as many of you I'm sure, started to doubt that Reze didn't like Denji at all, considering her hesitation, her not taking his heart right there, and her admitting that her biggest mistake was taking too long to fight Denji. We then get the reveal that Reze was a super soldier trained by the military from a very young age. She, like Denji, didn't have a life either. This reveal was the start of the heartbreak which was about to ensue as Reze doesn't get on her train and goes back for Denji, all so that they can run away together. Till Makima, that bitch, executes Reze before she can see Denji. And then we get the line that changes everything.
To be honest, I never had the chance to go to school either.
Malude, kono sekai de futari dake. This line changes everything. The credits roll and you start to think, why didn't Reze pack up Denji when they first met? She very easily could have. His guard was down. He wouldn't be expecting that. But she didn't. Why didn't she kill him at the school? She had many of opportunities to do so. She could have drowned him in the pool. She could have stabbed him at any point during the storm. But she didn't. She didn't because Reze did love Denji. Or at least cared about him a great deal, you know? I'm not saying it was love at first sight or anything, but she at the very least had sympathy from the start since she didn't just destroy him in the photo booth. Rewatching this movie, you now have new context which changes your perspective. Now these cute scenes can be viewed as Reze actually finding Denji funny and enjoying his goofy personality. Now the time at the school can be viewed as Reze wanting to enjoy simple experiences she never got to have. The pool scene is now completely innocent and the spider and butterfly isn't as simply interpreted as before. On my second watch, I saw it as Denji being the spider and Reze the butterfly, as she became too attached to him, making it hard to carry out her mission. The festival scene is now just an innocent date and their smiles are genuine, real. Reze asking Denji to run away was genuine, really wanting to run away from the mission and build a life of Denji, not being weapons to kill, being able to go to school. And finally, her saying that she actually did like Denji the whole time, I believe, was genuine. Yeah, Aki says she's just lying, but he just got here. He don't know what's going on. The dub and sub difference for this scene is actually really interesting because I think Reze actually sounds much more sincere in the dub.
I really do have feelings for you, Denji. That wasn't me pretending before. For real?
Not saying that's a particularly good or bad thing, just interesting. All these scenes, the whole movie changes because of the ending, which for me personally propelled this movie from an 11 out of 10 to a 12 out of 10. Fujimoto says he hopes that Reze lingers in the viewer's mind like a curse, and yeah, I'd say he achieved that goal. I never would have imagined Reze would be so compelling that I'd be sitting here making a video about her, and that can also be attributed to the heartbreak of this ending and how it reframes the entire movie, to the point where I think watching it twice would give you the full experience. So what did we learn from this video? Endings are super important when writing a story. Endings can give the viewer many feelings. Makima can burn in the deepest depths of hell, but that's probably where she came from, so that would probably heal rather than hurt her. But above all else, we learned that Chainsaw Man Reze Arc's ending works so well because it changes our perspective on the film and makes us truly think about Reze's actions throughout with the new context we learn at the end, showing us she truly did love Denji. And a lot of the scenes we witnessed were sincere. This movie is an absolutely soul-crushing masterpiece which has an ending that I'll remember for the rest of my life. So I'm not the only one who got recommended that video on how long you can crack the angel devil for, right?